Trump went to Walter Reed for his annual physical, and he says he's never felt better.
But you know what?
People in D.C. are asking, what's the secret?
Write this down.
Would you guys also consider releasing the president's fitness plan? He actually was helping with that before. But when he did it 8 years ago, like he started to do this thing for free. He's working out on the is eating less McDonald's.
I can confirm the president is in very good shape.
The president hasn't been bench pressed, Bobby. He's been busy initiating the new world order.
Community that looks out for the best interest of our children. We have a community that looks out for the victims of human trafficking, and we have identified some already because we have counselors that come to our human trafficking ops. But you know what? This guy's adding to the problem. And when you come here and add to the problem, you end up in a jail uniform like this. This is really good. You need to watch this one all the way to the end.
Joe Biden, sleeping Joe Biden, and as I said before, at least you could sleep at night because you didn't have to worry about
in the
disappearing overnight.
beginning.
Real president's going to fall off their bike and auto-pen their way.
The Hebrew word for beginning is this word right here, bereshit. And remember, they read from right to left. So we will break down every letter together. So from right to left, this is the letter Beit, Resh, Aleph, Shin, Yod, and Tav, which spells bereshit, which means beginning. The letter Beit, or B, means tent, and the letter Resh, or R, means the chief, the head chief. Together, BR is read as bar, and together it means son. The letter Aleph is kind of like a vowel, and it means Adonai, so I'll do a heart from God. The letter Shin means to destroy, so it's kind of like, looks like a claw.
Might be to the public because they were comparing.
Awesome.
What y'all doing?
Is this?
Well, I was just scrolling through my feed when I found this. Imagine there's not a front door. You go to the front door to see what it is. When you open it, it's police officers, and they storm in and start cuffing you up like that. If you're like me, watching this video, no problem.
The media couldn't criticize him because it would knock him out and Trump would win. And the media would rather have a comatose president than a man who puts America first. The media didn't just ignore Biden, they lied. They said he was sharp as a tack. And today, they want to put the guy negotiating complex bilateral trade pacts in a straitjacket.
The supporters always say that it's, that he plays fourth dimensional chess. I think he should be in a room playing with his own group. And we're not for this. We're not for this by any means.
If the View was allowed to book authors of Biden tell-ons, they'd know Joe thought he was president of NATO and kept falling asleep by the pool. Democrats were covering up for a vegetable, and now they're saying Trump's mentally unfit. See what's going on here? Democrats are plagiarizing our attacks on Joe. They're professional politicians, and they can't even come up with their own lines. Soon they're going to start saying Don Jr.'s got a nasty laptop. Now Jazzy says it's like she's married to Trump and he's beating her.
I feel like I'm in an abusive relationship. I think all Americans may feel like we're in an abusive relationship with its administration as well as with the Supreme Court that struggles to really earn the trust of American citizens, right? And at a time in which we really are wondering...
Bitch, we voted for Donald Trump. Bitch, we ain't vote for you. I wanna know why in the fuck we ain't seeing that they get fired.
Biden raided Trump's house, had him arrested, then had Danny judges fine him $500 million. What's Jazzy worried about the rule of law for? Maybe it has to do with the FEC investigating her shady fundraising. A Texas couple gave Crockett $600, and they don't know how their money wound up going through Act Blue. I'm sure there's an innocent explanation. They're firebombing Teslas, but now they say Republicans are the crazy ones.
When it comes to extremism in this country, I mean, the issue very much so is on the right, on the far right, from,
Shut your retarded ass up.
There isn't
Hey, what's up?
on the left.
January 6th is a false fucking flag perpetrated by Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, and both of them should be fucking fired and then put in prison. put them poor innocent people in jail.
Politicians got wealthy buying shares in companies they oversee and regulate. They want to impeach Trump for doing the exact opposite. Senator, do you think there should be investigations into this?
Oh, 100%.
Wow.
Clearly, Trump was spreading the word that he was going to do something significant. I think we're going to find out that people knew and started whispering it among themselves and telling relatives to buy stocks.
Whispering? Didn't Paulie P make $250 million from pillow talk? Maybe he didn't, but it's worth investigating as long as we're investigating insider trading. And Trump didn't whisper. He took the bullhorn and told the world all at the same time to buy.
Buy
If the
stock.
Democrats cared about insider trading, why haven't they passed a bill banning it? The Democrats are mad when the Dow goes down, and now they're mad when it goes up. They told Trump to take some tariffs off, and he did. And now they want him investigated for it. The real reason they're mad is because they didn't get tipped off, because that's how it usually gets done in D.C. Democrats shipped millions of jobs to China, imported millions of foreign workers, and spent us into record inflation. And they never cared until the stock market took a tiny dip. And again, the market's up for the week. And the market's only down 6% for the year. In 2022, when Biden was president, the market was down 18%. What Democrats say? Bidenomics was working. They can criticize Trump, I get it, that's politics, but Trump's smoking these guys out. We're finding out their position on trade is do nothing. Their position on taxes is raise them. Their position on wage fraud and abuse is don't fight it. And the gangbangers being deported, they want to keep them. They're siding with China, trans, and Hamas. Good luck in the midterms. Everything Trump's doing, he ran on. He didn't bait and switch you like Biden and ran as a moderate and then signed the Green New Deal. Instead of interviewing Wall Street pundits for once, CNN had a good idea. Talk to the American worker. How do you feel about the tariffs?
Well, I feel like for years we've been getting ripped off, and why not make it fair? 0-0. And I think Trump was up front about it. He said we're going to hurt some now.
I think some of the countries are going to go and start to come around. It's just going to be good. I really believe that.
You have faith in Trump?
Yes, I do. I think he's doing the right thing. In order for us to get back to where we need to be, he needs to get the money somewhere, and they're charging us. Why not charge them?
Americans don't see Trump taking on China as a scandal. The real scandal is shipping millions of jobs in factories there. And you can't just care about profits, you got to care about our people too. Civilizations collapse when you hollow out the middle class and rack up debt. Trump's focusing on the fundamentals: profits, good jobs, and national security. We can have it all. People get that.
This, to me, is one of the most shocking pieces of poll data that I truthfully have seen this year, or maybe in any prior year.
Really?
Yes, really, because I want you to take a look. Here's more about the needs for people like you. You mentioned the K-Poll. We got a tie, even after this tariff war had already started, split between Democrats and Republicans. Democrats always lead on this question. Back in 2017, before the 2018 midterms, 13-point lead. 2005, a 23-point lead for Democrats. 1994, which was a big Republican year, a 19-point lead for Democrats. And now all of a sudden, a tie? All of a sudden, the Democrats, who are the party of the people, no more.
If Trump can isolate China and get these deals done with our allies, it'll be good for the American worker, American manufacturers, and American exporters. And the market will boom once Congress passes tax and spending cuts. Trump had a hot economy in his first term with massive wage gains and a big bull market. America voted for him to do it again. And hopefully we're on our way. And having a good time while we're at it.
In this news story, you talk about speaking to senior White House advisors about how Trump is feeling right now. One in particular said the following. She said, quote, he just loves this, as a quote. Talking deals with the most powerful people in the world. He's got all the cards and leverage. He's like air for him.
Host Kudlow, FBN, Larry Kudlow. This is President Trump is here. How was your week, Larry?
Week was very good. Thanks for having me, Jesse. You know what? This is the best stock market week in 2 years. And how about this? Both the CPI inflation report and the producer price inflation report fell. I don't mean slow down. The levels actually fell. And on top of that, you've got people knocking on the door to make trade deals. We can talk about that when these countries come around. We may be close to a couple of trade deals that would be very, very important. And also, the House passed its budget resolution, which means they're going to go full speed ahead in reconciliation with a big, beautiful tax cut, as well as deregulation.
I'm waiting.
A little liquid gold deregulation, and yes, also
Sure, let me check.
Tariffs that will protect us against unfair trading practices. I'd say on the whole, Mr. Trump and his policies had a very good week.
So Larry's not a panicking. We knew that.
Okay, got something. Between the heat wave and the gas prices, there's never a quiet day in the great state of San Andreas. According to these police reports, some R&D guy finally cracked and decided a suit of heavy ballistic armor and some automatic weaponry was just the kind of therapy he needs. But as entertaining as that sounds, there's also a business angle here. If you can get some of that suit back to your tech guys at the bunker, they should be due a major research boost. Consider yourself incentivized.
Close with Vietnam, which is a fabulous story. Also, Korea is in there, and also India is in there. And although I don't expect any miracles, the European Union is in Washington talking to our trade team. So the deal, I think, will lend credence to what the president can do and is trying to do, and that is protect American workers from unfair trading practices. You laid it out great in your introduction, I thought. And it will add credence to the stock market. You know, remember, it's not Wall Street versus Main Street. 60% of Americans own stocks. The middle class, working folks, IRAs, 401ks, pension funds, they own stocks too. But I think you'll get a lot of confidence that Mr. Trump's plan of reciprocal trade, fair trade, level playing fields, okay, that will give tremendous confidence we can get some deals up, and I'll bet you see a massive stock market rally. Absolutely, 100%.
Well, the Democrats want to criminalize the whole deal. And now, I'm not a big Wall Street guy, but I always understood insider trading as this, Larry. When you have inside information and you tell your wife or your buddy or your uncle or your colleague and you whisper it to them and then they make that trade based off that insider information. When Trump says to
Hi, what do you need?
Is that illegal?
Sure, no problem.
No, of course it's not legal. But by the way, Jesse, you're dressed so beautifully you could easily be a Wall Street guru, a Wall Street investment banker. There's no question.
If I could do math, I'd be downtown right now, Larry.
Okay, I get it. But I mean, see, he posted that thing very early in the morning. I'm not sure the decision was even made for a 90-day pause until later in the day. But he was just saying, don't panic, okay? And I think that's right. I don't see what laws are being broken here. Democrats just they're like little ankle biters. Follow you around and they're always biting your ankle. That's all they ever do. It's really too bad. You know, Democrats were for tariffs to protect workers before they were against them. Isn't that odd?
It's like John Kennedy's in Iraq war. And he lost based on that flip-flop. Maybe they'll lose in the midterms based on this if everything comes together. Larry Fink, not a good Larry, kind of a not-so-good Larry, said this about the economy. Listen.
Yes, I do believe we're probably starting, if not, we're in a recession. Yes, I think the market is still underestimating how high inflation can get. This is not a pandemic. This is not a financial crisis. This is something that we've created. But I'm sure I'm not petrified at some of these issues.
So he's petrified, Larry.
You know, Larry Fink is a smart fella.
Man, fuck all that Larry Fink is a smart fucking fella bullshit. We $36 trillion in fucking debt. We shouldn't be listening to shit that anybody got to say that put us in debt. Donald Trump came in here to save this motherfucking country, man. How fucking stupid are we really? Is the fucking question. That's what I'm asking. God Damn. We some stupid ass fucking people, man.